AITA for not selling a property that my parents promised someone? About 10 years ago, a family friend owned 2 commercial units but couldn't keep up with the associated costs. Repairs, maintenance, taxes, etc. And also needed a lump sum of cash to keep their business afloat. So he asked my parents to buy the property from him with the conditional that he could buy it back for free after a few years once his business recovered. My parents could rent it out in the meantime and recoup what they paid. My dad passed away 4 years ago and left me with the property. I renovated it and have been renting both units out since then. This past summer, the family friend and his kids sent me a pretty aggressive letter saying they want the property back for free under that original agreement between them and my parents. There is no contract or anything. It was just a verbal agreement. They eventually said that they'll buy it back for the original purchase price of $80,000. But the property has increased in value by 1,200% since then. Plus I've put a decent amount of money in it for renovations. I've never met these people. And I have no intention of upholding a verbal agreement that I was not a part of. I told them no, and not to contact me again. They've been sending me threatening letters with semi-legal threats. I talked to a lawyer and he said they have zero claim and that I'm in the clear. AITA for ignoring them and keeping the property? NTA. They don't get to sit back and reap the benefits of 10 years worth of work and maintenance. A few years, for the original buyback agreement with your father. Not you. Is not 10 years. That opportunity between the 2 original parties came and went. NTA. Honestly, the original agreement sounds like he was taking advantage of your parents. Screw this guy. NTA. And do you have the deed? So basically your parents gave them a $80,000 cash gift, built up and maintained their business for 10 years. For free. And they now want it back? YH. NTA. NTA. They can either come up with a more attractive offer or go do rude things to themselves. Send them a cease and desist notice telling them not to contact you again. And report them for harassment if they do. NTA. But they're also super entitled woozy face skull, especially because you've been putting money in it to improve the building. If they wanted it upheld, they should have gotten it in writing woman shrugging medium skin tone. For free? NTA. Edit. For free or for the price your parents originally paid. $80,000. The offer is ridiculous. Get a restraining, harassment order against them. Edit 2. Stop saying, you knew about the buy it back deal. They might be able to use it against you. I understand nothing of law in US, but what if they have a recording of you talking about this? Lunatic deal? Edit 3. Make sure to schedule an appointment with an attorney. Find out what really could be done. Honestly, I don't think the previous owners have a case against you. However, make sure you know everything about the legal repercussions of the buying back for free thing. NTA. Your parents' friend was pretty naive to just let go of his building without a written contract. Or making sure that those assets would come back to him in case of death. The bottom line is, those properties belong to your dad. And now to you. You don't owe anything to this person. NTA. Tell them to go ahead and sue you. If you are in the US, contracts for real estate must be in writing. If it's not part of the written contract, sales agreement or deed, they have no standing. Ignore them. NTA. It's their own fault for not getting anything in writing. NTA. That's super bizarre. Plus, this verbal agreement happened a decade ago. They let your parents take on the burden until the value increased so much it's worth it for them. To take it back, take the legal route and send them a letter from your lawyer telling them to kindly FOFF. I've never met these people, and I have no intention of upholding a verbal agreement that I was not a part of. I told them no, and not to contact me again. This right here. If the sellers wanted this provision to be upheld, they would have codified it into a written agreement. Otherwise, a verbal agreement or handshake is worthless. You have poured money into this property to improve it. Its value has gone up tremendously. You are in the clear. Don't give this up. NTA. NTA. From this and your other posts, it sounds like they tried to take advantage of your parents. It's not enforceable, but consult an attorney and have him or her on standby just in case they try something. NTA. Even if you knew about the original agreement, you were a child and not a party to it. You've put a lot of time and money into this property, whereas the other family has done nothing. This is a lesson to the other family to get agreements in writing. NTA. Firstly, that agreement was stupid AF. Get it back for free? WTF? Who does that? Your dad bought a property. He has every right to benefit from the rents and to use the rent as an installment paid by that guy. Who wants it back for free? Even buying it now in original price is also stupid when the current rate is 1,200%. I think this person was extremely egotistic and entitled to be thinking that this agreement would actually work. That too, without an actual contract. NTA. The deal was made a decade ago. And from what you say, the deal was only supposed to be in place for a few years. Had your father left specific wording in his will that you were to sell the property to them at a set price, even that might be hard to enforce, but it at least would have shown his intent and would have been record that at least hinted at the existence of an agreement. However, he left the property to you, unencumbered. By the look of it, you are under zero obligation, legally or morally, in my humble opinion. NTA. They were seemingly taking advantage of your parents, and clearly a lot of people in this thread are unfamiliar with the statute of frauds. Even if not for that, I highly doubt a court would find that the return of the property for no consideration at whatever time the other party sees fit to ask is not likely valid. NTA. Weird verbal agreements like that would seem to be null and void once your father died and willed the property to you. It's now yours. Heck, you could say that your father told you the verbal agreement was that they would pay 500% of the current market value. Who is to say that he didn't? NTA. Not sure if this is in the US or not, but if it is, the law in the US is that contracts for real property must be in writing and verbal agreements are not valid. This idea of buy it back for free makes no sense to me. Did your parents communicate that condition to you? Is there anything in the inheritance that mentions this obligation? Have you reviewed the purchase and sale contract for the units to ensure there is nothing in it? This is an area where, given the money involved, it makes sense to engage an attorney formally to handle the communication, as opposed to just an initial consult, which it sounds like you have done. Either a real estate lawyer or a trusts and estate lawyer. Lots of money at stake. Aggressive legal demand, etc.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic AITA is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.